Greetings, fellow Ambazonians, wherever you find yourself in the globe, whether it's morning, afternoon. Accept revolutionary greetings from the Ambazonian Governing Council and from our leader of our War of Liberation, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, and our leader on the ground, General Efang, the Supreme Commander of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. Una be welcome for the Ambazonian Communication Network, a platform where they bring una the truth, the nationalist spirit of Ambazonia, and as we work out for this our journey to freedom, we stand strong for hold the mantle we then be passed on to our generations, from generations to generations, from those who fought and challenged the British people intellectually and who fought in Nigeria for us to be able to separate from Nigeria and get us into this fake union with La Republic, and Gordy Dinka, who instituted our independence and named our country, and down up to the General Mba Ivor, and today we stand with that mantle of Ambazonian nationalism as the nationalist front to lead our nation to freedom. Fellow Ambazonians, my name's Capo Daniel. My name's Ndong Emmanuel. I go by the name Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief and the spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council. You are all welcome. Today, I want for Declassified, the big mission will be Gatam today. It be planned for take place for two separate cities in Ambazonia. One in the Atlantic State, one in the Savannah State. This operation was named the Sunrise, a mission where it will be in the works for over a year. A mission where it can be one of the multiple missions that we would then take for demonstrate the takeover, an operation where it be meant for give Ambazonia freedom in the events of the fall of Mr. Paul Biya, or even in another event, many scenarios. But in our roadmap to independence, in the vision of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, the ultimate plan of Ambazonia is to be able to do what they call the storming of the Bastille, Ambazonian takeover. We call it the Ambazonian takeover. That plan is the center of our plan to free our homeland and become self-governance and become independence and get the recognition our state and our territory deserve. In this roadmap for our freedom, we have to, of course, take into consideration that we have other factions of Ambazonia groups who are also fighting to free our country. Our greatest challenge have been that of collaboration in this common purpose and this common journey to match our people to freedom. We have been different. We have different strategies, different approaches, but we have one goal: freedom of our people, the independence of Ambazonia. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to debrief you about this big operation as our Ground Zero will enter effective 4-day lockdown that will start today, the 2nd of August, and it will end on Friday. The highlight of this lockdown have been defeated. We have lost a battle that have been going on for 3 days, from Saturday, the 30th of July, till the 1st of August. The 1st of August. So for 3 days, we have lost good men, brave soldiers in Batibo, fighting for our freedom. Many of them were soldiers who were redeployed into that area to take part in Operation Sunrise. As you have heard already from our Commander-in-Chief, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, our forces on the ground, they came up with a program for a lockdown of Ambazonia for 1 month. Originally, the suggestion was that Ambazonia should be locked up for 2 months. This was widely supported by most fighters on the ground, including the fighters who were not ADF fighters. When our leadership on the ground accepted to make adjustment and put forth a proposal for a 1-month lockdown for the purpose of resetting the mindset of Ambazonia, which have been for the most part abandoned in the hands of our soldiers. This lockdown was meant to rejuvenate the spirit of nationalism, to redirect the mindset of our people to proper revolutionary mindset and a wartime mindset that is needed for us to be effective in prosecuting this liberation war. There have been many challenges on the ground. Areas where we control, our people do not have the right perception of our victory. in liberated areas, in areas where we run school, our people do not even know that we are in control, let alone know that these areas are liberated, because we have been fed with garbage in the name of activism. Our people want noise. We live in an era of social media. They want us to fight war like we are fighting a movie. They want to make things that they hot. All those mindsets then be unsustainable and it be misleading. And it be very important to make our mindset it be proper collectively. Make our people that know so will be at war. Make them also know what to do them on the ground for either they would have fear. Make them also embrace the transitional spirit will get them for the governing council. Nevertheless, after consultation with all factions, our leadership decided to merge this lockdown with a critical operation called Operation Sunrise. Operation Sunrise was supposed to kick in on Tuesday and end on Friday, where our forces, over 400 of them, were rallied to launch attack in 2 cities in Ambazonia and take control of these cities for 4 days. We had bought the equipments, we had bought the bullets, we had bought everything. We were ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to declassify this information for our people to understand. The lockdown is in effect. We are going to implement the lockdown across Ambazonia. Our forces on the ground are focused on this mission of lockdown, even though the Sunrise mission it was like a rehearsal of the takeover. I think we have seen similar operations. There have been 3 in number, including Operation Hammer Blow, which was also a takeover rehearsal. We also have seen the operations where September 2020, where it was led by the Bamenda Brigade as well. We have seen such operations where ADF bring in numerous forces, take total control of our entire city to demonstrate to our people that we are capable of mounting roadblocks, checkpoints, and putting law and order in our city. These operations are also geared to reassure our international partners and international state parties that are interested in our self-determination that we are organized, we are able to project force, and we are capable of actually self-governing ourselves and also control law and order. It's very important that we meet up with these criteria that the international community expect for any country or any people that are serious about taking control of their country or demanding independence. We cannot simply just be fighting like people who are living in the bush or just keep on resisting, but we have come out from the stages of ungovernability. We have come out from the stages now where we are actually liberating our homeland. We're in the phase of liberation. So we have heard the Dr. Chuayaba's ideology of the 3 phases of our liberation movement. The first one was to make the territory ungovernable, and now we are in the phase of liberation phase. That's why we call it the Ambazonian Liberation War. So, ladies and gentlemen, today the lockdown is in force. Anybody who violates the lockdown will be faced by the full force of the Ambazonia Defense Forces on the ground. Any vehicle that violates this lockdown, we will make sure that we will hunt down that vehicle and we will destroy it. We will have zero tolerance to those who support La Republic, those who undermine our effort to liberate our homeland, which is driven by our nationalist spirit and patriotism. Whatever policy we design, whatever strategy we design, it has one goal: free Ambazonia, collective interests, ahead of any partisan motivation. You should be rest assured of that. So today the lockdown will go ahead, but Operation Sunrise will not be able to go ahead because of a setback in Batibo, but the lockdown will be enforced vigorously. So before I get to that, I want to first debrief you about Operation Sunrise. I'll show you some few videos that we can put out there because things are still very fluid. These are videos of our soldiers who are being mobilized for Operation Sunrise across our national territory. We have 8 different Ambazonian Defense Forces brigades that participated in this program. Previous program, we have chosen different brigades according to how the security situation was on the ground. Our main challenges have always been the issue of internal conflict, where some other sister forces have been manipulated by people who influenced them to provide a buffer and made it impossible for our soldiers to move from one state to another, from one district to another, in order for us to project the nationalist agenda and to carry out such operations. But the first phase of this operation, Sunrise, was very successful and it was completed on Friday. On Saturday, Cameroon launched a major attack against our soldiers who were gathered in Momo. Over 400 of our soldiers were gathered in Momo. Over 8 different brigades of the Ambazonia Defense Forces across our territory, from the Atlantic to the Savannah states, were participating in these operations. All major generals who participated sent not less than 20 troops to gather in Momo for us to launch Operation Sunrise today. I want to show you some of the videos of our soldiers. Let our technical staff bring up the video of the rallying of the soldiers that took place last week in preparation for Operation Sunrise. Technical staff, please bring up those videos. So these are some of the videos of our soldiers that were rallied, that were assembled, and I want to thank all the brigadier generals, all the colonels, the commanders, mission commanders who participated in this operation, who across our, from the Savannah states, from Meme, and especially I want to thank especially our commander in Oku, Commander Bush Rambo, for the wonderful team they sent there. And he did not come in person, but he sent a very strong 12-man team from Oku and across Ambazonia, from Menchum, our Menchum brigade. Despite the shortfalls we have had in my 30 and the loss of our overall commander in Menchum, who have not yet been replaced, Commander Tokandu, they were still able to meet up with their quarter to send the required troops into Momo. I will not mention other groups, other teams that were there, but we had teams for over 8 different Ambazonian barracks who had sent soldiers into our mother base in a liberated area in Momo State, in Batibo, to participate in Operation Sunrise that was scheduled to start 7 hours before this show. This was supposed to be the biggest Ambazonian action on the ground, never before seen. We can take out the video. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Ambazonia Defense Forces, today, the 2nd of August, was supposed to launch Operation Sunrise in 2 cities, which I will not mention their name, in Ambazonia. We had assembled 400 soldiers in Batibo, in Momo, to carry out this operation, where our soldiers were supposed to get in there strategically with our tactical plan on Tuesday to launch and flush out Cameroon military in a way that they will retreat from these 2 cities under fire. And we take over these 2 cities, set up control and checkpoints, and run these cities till Friday to project strength to our people and for the spirit of Ambazonia to rise in their heart, to know that we can win this thing. To show our international partners that Ambazonia means business, that despite the fake reports being submitted to the international community, Ambazonia are stronger today than they were last week or last year. Our forces were supposed to rise up and demonstrate this Ambazonian rising, sunrise, in these 2 cities, to show the world that we are capable and to attract attention that could lead to the recognition of our state. It is also going to re-energize our people as we move forward with the transitional stage of our liberation struggle. Unfortunately, we don't want to blame anybody, but somehow La République du Cameroon, they attack the mother base in a liberated area where this operation was being planned, and they fight us for 2 serious days, from Saturday and Sunday. The battle was going on. We were attacked in 4 different locations. Anye was overrun. That was where one of our camp was overrun, and they killed a couple of soldiers. But our soldiers, despite the fact that majority of them came from different states. They stood their ground and they fought professionally. At one stage where we thought that they got surrounded, they fought their way bravely out of that ambush. And an entire unit of a Cameroon forward unit was almost neutralized. The Cameroon had to use helicopters to retrieve their dead bodies and wounded soldiers. Over 4 rounds of helicopter trips, and our soldiers fought very bravely. And on Saturday, we had to withdraw from Anyu and some other strategic place and fall back to EY. While in EY, La République du Cameroon, they successfully deployed additional troops that surrounded our forces in Awai. Our forces demonstrated character, determination, bravery to break out of Cameroon surrounding, outflanked them and fought their way out with almost minimal casualties while inflicting casualties to the enemy. We succeeded, we regrouped ourselves, we launched a counter-attack, and by Monday we had pushed them back. So on this Monday, as we speak, the Cameroon military had withdrawn for the most part. We had retaken most of the grounds that we lost, and they had regrouped themselves in a place they call it Sangwa Bridge. So about 12 o'clock, they had regrouped themselves in Sangwa Bridge. It's around Bali boundary there. So they have been there. They have surrounded these areas, which was the staging area of Operation Sunrise. Operation Sunrise was supposed to move in soldiers in one of the Operation of Sunrise. Was supposed to move in soldiers in a team mission around Asaba area, Asaba Quarter there, those areas in Asaba Quarter. So there is one area there which we have already contested that area for the whole this month to make sure that Cameroon was not able to set up control there around, that is around Naka Bridge area. We have been fighting there for so long to make sure that we can prepare this ground. And La République have taken control. They have flooded these areas with troops that we believe they had brought in over 2,000 forces that was involved in this mission. These 2,000 forces have been withdrawn, and they have now taken over the whole Ting mission, Asaba Quarter. They are also in how they call that place? Ngwamafo area, Bali Park area, Ntaturu, Senajes, and Travelers. All those areas where our soldiers were supposed to move in, they have already reinforced that area to make sure that the soldiers do not take over Bamenda this today. Their main focus is to stop the takeover plan for Bamenda. After giving us a strong blow, we have regrouped ourselves, we have dusted ourselves, and we have stand strong. And we lost some brave men. I will not choose names because the War Council have not authorized it. One of our very strong soldier, Colonel Brutal, is very close to my heart because when he joined the Ambazonia Defense Forces, he was a young boy, a very slim boy. He was in Bechati at the time where it was Commander Daiman and Ayeke were disturbing ADF and fighting their community. He was fighting along there. He was part of a village vigilante. They just grouped themselves to fight to defend their village against some atrocities of some Ambazonian groups that were not focused. And I talked to him when our forces they came. They were the people who invited the ADF to come into that conflict. I talked to him and I said, "Why don't you join us? Why don't you join ADF and become a professional soldier?" He joined the ADF. Since then, he has never returned home. He has given his life for our freedom. He's a hero. He will never be forgotten. And we'll make sure that the price that these young men have paid so that our country can be free, our people can govern themselves, and make use of that environment to raise their families, to study and build school for themselves, and not be humiliated by a foreign country that have tried to assimilate them. Their sacrifices will not be in vain. I'm sorry, I apologize to our people. But when you know these young men who are fighting for our freedom, and you know how focused they are, and you turn and look about Ambazonia, and you'll be very sad. Today I've watched while we were fighting and battling for 2 days, Ambazonians are our worst enemies. To tell the truth, they are our worst enemies. We have gone through a period where you have people like Chris Anu, who is working with La Republique, somebody who have admitted meeting with La Republique du Cameroon, General Eko in America, General Banque in America, somebody who have openly accepted, admitted to the Ambazonian people he received money. He is the one who actually corrupts Sako Ikome, setting him up to receive deals with La Republique, working hand in hand with La Republique du Cameroon to set up Ambazonian soldiers who were picked up. The Benjis who were picked up in Taraba was set up by Chris Anu. He works openly with La Republique du Cameroon. He has led to the death of his brother, who had been brainwashed, misused, and was forced to accept to work with success in Congo, living in a hotel in Yola, working with La Republique du Cameroon, receiving huge sum of money. These guys who are traitors, they come to fight against this lockdown because they know that when we succeed in this lockdown, the message the international community will have from Ambazonia, it will be to listen to the nationalists. It is clear to everybody who is engaged in diplomacy that the IG is the problem. The various faction of the IG, they are a problem not just because they project division, but because of their anti-nationalist messages they have been sending to the international communities. Some of them making compromises while pretending to be supporting Ambazonian independence. But they are working so hard to compromise themselves because they just want to be leader. Our greatest problem is Ambazonians. There is a story that they say that the devil wanted to tempt two friends, and both of them were priests, and they tried everything to tempt them. They could not win. The only thing they did was to promote one to a bishop, and they tell the other one that your brother have been promoted to a bishop, and he break down because he's jealous, he's envy. He still holds that primitive primate nature of a man. Ambazonians are suffering from what I call the wicked black man syndrome. Why do you think our elites did not accept Gojidinka, who fought in the streets in Ambazonia, who were tortured in prisons? Why do you think our elites, they blackmail him and refuse our people from accepting the name Ambazonia as our nationalist name? Why do you think the ACNC, the All Anglophone Conference, they ignore him? Because they have this primitive, wicked black man syndrome that hovers them. I'm afraid, my country people, if we do not overcome this wicked black man syndrome, there is nowhere we can go. This is the same thing that makes Ambazonia to connive and conspire for the assassination of General Mba Ivo, one of ADF's best general and leaders on the ground. This is the same spirit, the wicked black man syndrome, that make good men like Seseko Ayoktabi willing to apologize to Cameroon and to Paul Biya for the killing of gendarmes by the ADF. Simply because he didn't do it. I believe he's a patriot. He wants good for our country. Before coming on this show, I just had a call from one of our strong members of the IG, and he was crying after watching the pictures of our dead soldiers, 11 of them in Batibo. And he told me, Capo, I'll be very sorry. But it was the same person who was compromising the security of these soldiers by promoting anti-ADF campaigns on WhatsApp group. Why are we so wicked to ourselves? Why are we so wicked? Cameroon have given ADF a big blow. Look at the pictures. And I will tell you, I want you to really reflect on this. Let our technical staff put up the picture. These are pictures of our areas where we mount guard in order to protect the liberated areas in Batibo, in Momo. Take a look at this picture. The Cameroon military have destroyed these buildings. They have destroyed some houses. There are two pictures I want us to put there. They capture our weapons of our dead soldiers. And what I noticed, these are places that our soldiers will sleep there to mount guards in order to defend our liberated area. So what you will notice is that in one of those houses that the Cameroon military, they captured, it was an office of our transitional authority. It had our ADF flag, it had our ADF regalias, and many things that they captured from that house. If you notice, the Cameroon military did not display the ADF flag because they know that it will show to the Ambazonian people what they know already, that ADF is their main enemy. And this will destroy completely their only hope to defeat us, which is to play into our stupidity and our envy of each other. That some people will be promoting the notion that ADF are not fighting. Despite that, the greatest battle, continual battle on the ground between Ambazonian forces and the Cameroon military was done by the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the hammer blow. Even when we capture soldiers alive and bring their head back home, some people will still promote this notion that where is the ADF fighting, where is the Naifang fighting. They call him big number, is not for nothing. Because they know that it is popular to attack the ADF and the nationalists because we are the real, true grassroots movement that the enemy is afraid of. And the enemy will even support them. When you attack the ADF, you become popular. You have less attack from the enemy because you become an ally. The enemy can use you to attack ADF, so you have less pressure. So anybody can attack me, attack Ayabacho, attack General Ifang. We are the scapegoats because even when you attack us, the enemy will be behind you. The enemy will know you attack doing the right thing. They know that our people are stupid. Some people still question, is Field Marshal really dead or not? With such a mindset, we cannot win. We have to defeat that mindset. We have to defeat what is making us to attack each other. I've watched Mark Barata come out to make a statement and say that there was the SCAF, a group of his friends that he called Ambazonian activists. Who is an Amazonian activist? The activists that you know that are active in Amazonia. John Bakoro, Capo Daniel, Lucas Asu, Asong Raymond. All of those people are not in that childish things. They come up and they are opposing an operation that is supposed to take place today. The biggest, it would have been the biggest confrontation that will put Ambazonia on the map, that will make Emmanuel Macron to doubt is this the same place of the world that I just visited. They are there running their mouth. Traitors, blacklegs, enablers are Ambazonians who parade themselves as Ambazonian activists, but they have compromised themselves because of jealousy and hatred. Some of them will not believe that somebody, Capo Daniel, who does not speak the Queen's language, who cannot speak proper English, somebody who speaks pidgin language, how can he be so articulate and know about law more than professors? How can Ambazonia? They are more afraid that Capo Daniel will become something tomorrow than they hate La Republique. And they are going to be willing to destroy Ambazonia than to allow the grassroots people to win. They want to be over you what the CPDM people are over them today. They desire to become the slave masters. That is what most African countries have been. You find people like Museveni, many African liberated their country and they become like this colonial masters. What we need in Africa and what we need in Ambazonia is to empower our grassroots people to create an equitable society where there will be equal opportunity based on meritocracy, not based on no man and no man. The so-called elites that we have in Ambazonia today, that are our greatest problem, that will fight us and destroy even diplomacy, simply because they want to maintain an elitism ideology to be above the common man. That's why you see them focus on the institutionalization of leadership, not leadership based on merits and ability, but they want to create organizations where they can bring people who understand this type of dirty politics to put them there so that they can shine. That's why you see Mark Barata created SCAF. And anybody who is a real activist is not there. It's just a bunch of his friends who are there. That's why they created, they meet at Milan, they wanted to create organization because they cannot lead. They really cannot lead. They want to hide behind organizations to be leaders. And if you cannot lead, it means we cannot have freedom through you. So we will eventually compromise with La Republique and take something that will be worse off. If Seseko could lead Ambazonia to freedom, we would be free. He was incompetent, he was not sensitive enough, that is why he got caught. We need people who are capable to free us, not people who are just patriot, who love Ambazonia, who want good for us. Almost doesn't count. You must be able to finish the job. If we don't finish this job, it will be useless. Imagine the blood we have wasted. But you should be rest assured. These people, they know that we, the nationalists, we will keep on fighting no matter what they do to us. So that's why they do the things they do. But they should understand that we can lose this war if they continue to help La Republique to fight us. We, the nationalists, we have lost this battle because of internal fight and leaking of intelligence to La Republique. So if you fight us, La Republique can defeat us with the help of Ambazonians. Without the help of Ambazonians, we will beat them. Shall we compromise with the internal enemies and internal competitors so that we can make peace with them and somehow we will win? No. If we make peace with the Mark Baratas, we follow their ways. We make peace with the Crisanus, we follow their ways. They will influence us to the negative way. They will neutralize everything we stand for. And we will fail. I give you an example. We have consulted with all forces. Our ground forces engaged with all forces before we announce this lockdown. But you have people coming up making excuses that the problem is that we did not engage enough, we did not consult enough. No, that's lie. Unless you are not connected with the forces on the ground, then you will think that we did not consult. Even with the IGs, we have informed all of them. They are aware. We even have a meeting with the Kilo, Madame Kilo. He's in the CDN, one of the IG supporters. You know, many of them just use the names IG. Madame Kilo was even making a case that we don't even need Ghost Town anymore. I think they are the group of Atta Milan and the group of Scoop have transformed themselves. Atta Milan, then they have called Alliance of Southern Cameroonians. They don't even want to use the name Ambazonia. So these are people who have already compromised. They want to even destroy even Ghost Town, which is what is really maintaining the wartime mentality and the active resistance against Cameroon rule. Why do they oppose the lockdown? It is because they are afraid that the Hague of Sea will establish itself as the indisputable voice of Ambazonia and the international community will discuss with us and not them. So their focus is the person they want to just be the people who are influencing things and in front, not that they're actually doing the job. We are the leaders, not because we want to be the only leaders. It's because we are effective. You become a leader, not because you are fighting for power's sake, but because you are effective to deliver the goods of our people of independence. Ayabacho put me as a spokesman, not because there are not people who can speak better, but because I'm effective. So if somebody is complaining that Capo Daniel is a spokesman, he is a deputy defense chief, who do you want to be a spokesman? Who can speak better than me? That person will automatically be there. Can you do it? Can you do it? Those who are making the noise, can they do the job we do? Are they not susceptible to things I am not susceptible to? So you have people that we consulted with, like Madame Kilo, who is even against the lockdown, Ghost Town. These are the people of Fontainebleau. What will happen in Ambazonia is that we can be defeated by our own, not by La Republique. People who are so angry that other people are well articulated. Imagine Dr. Capo Daniel on national TV, prime media, asking people, come and join with us. Let's go and fight Ayabacho and this idea of taxing. This is taxing. They are doing kidnapping. This is taxing. It's not correct. Do you think he believes it is not correct? If he hates kidnapping for ransom, when Sako was instituting kidnapping for ransom across Bamenda, the Bafut, why did he not speak up against that? When they arrested the Seseko's lawyer, why did he not speak up against that? It's just that wicked black man syndrome in him. He's a patriot. What about even Honorable Weber? Somebody who was given a position by Seseko Ayoktabi. He spent all his time attacking Seseko Ayoktabi and the IG and spent no time supporting any effort that is helping the boys on the ground. He also said he wants to be a leader. He wants to create his own group. If you cannot serve others, how can you serve the country? If you were too selfish not to resign from La Republique because you want to secure your income, till today, maybe you are still receiving your pay from La Republique. How do you think you can be effective to represent the Ambazonian people? I'm not questioning your patriotism. These are people who are patriots, who have done things in Ambazonia that will be in our history forever. But there is something in them that can lead us to fail. Their lack of ability to support others, if it's not them, is a big problem, which is what I call the wicked black man syndrome. Why do you think Mark Barata hates Capo Daniel so much? And he will come against everything I say simply because I am articulate than him. He cannot articulate anything. He's a patriot. He can't articulate anything. So they just hate it, and then I cannot even speak it in English like him. I can speak it in pidgin, and people get it. So we hate and we jealous ourselves so much that it is the biggest problem we have. And Cameroon is taking full advantage of it. And they can win us using us. They cannot win us by themselves. We should know that. We should know that. It's very important. Very important. So people are fighting against Ambazonian Governing Council. Our whole roadmap to dismantle is to make it ungovernable, then dismantle the Cameroon ideology of one Cameroon and Cameroon nationalism and its symbols. War is about territoriality, according to the vision of Dr. Chuayaba, which is what I believe in. It's about territory. It's not just about the people. The people will all go. We will all die one day and disappear on the surface of this earth. But the priority is what stays. They say soldiers come and go, but barracks remain. The same with the country and our nation. We will come and go, but the country will remain. The battle is about the soldier, the barracks, and the territory. The idea of nationalism and patriotism. So what are these people fighting for? Those who are fighting against the ghost town. They should know that they cannot stop us. They cannot stop us, the nationalists. They cannot stop the ADF. It's an ideology. You cannot fight it. You cannot fight Ambazonia. It is nationalism. They failed to fight it during Gojidinka. They will fail to fight it during Ambazonia time. They have submitted themselves to it. But Cameroon have had some success in terms of ideological warfare. Because now in the ground, when they say Amba, you are Amba, they are actually talking about soldiers, not the people. So Amba, the real Amba, the civilians, we are trying to reset that mindset. We'll get there. You cannot defeat the nationalist policy. These are people who are fighting against the lockdown. They are not fighting against the lockdown, they are fighting against Ambazonian nationalism. They are fighting against our independence, some unknowingly, some knowingly, because their ego is so big that if it is not them, it is nobody else. They fought against Hezekam. When you were fighting against Hezekam, they were telling you, Bamenda is going to be dirty. Oh, who is going to pick up the trash? We tell them, we have a plan. It will work. And the plan worked. We lost soldiers in fighting only for Hezekam. War is not just only about the military. It's about territorialism, nationalism. We fought against Hezekam, and now in Bamenda, you have a local company working. Hezekam can never come back. They are still struggling to get the contract, but they can never meet up with our nationalist agenda because the Cameroon government will not allow it. When we fought against CDC, People were fighting against us. No, you cannot destroy CDC. CDC, what benefit was CDC to our people? What benefit is Hizikam to our people? They have turned them into slaves. All the tax master in CDC are all francophones. Our people are better off living in subsistence agriculture than working for CDC. We have to stop CDC because it empowers and gives reasons for Cameroon to remain in us. They fought against our community school simply because it was not them. They even tried to take it over. When we started self-defense, the same people were saying, no, we cannot fight La Republic, we cannot kill. Today, they are fighting to take over. They fought against our tax policies. They should know that they are fighting against Ambazonia, not against us. Their war against Ayabacho is against Ambazonia independence and freedom. What did they fight for? What did they really fight for? They fought for the IG. They fought for institutions that they created. They fought for leadership, institutional leadership, because that is something for themselves, not for the Ambazonian people. These are the same people who apologized for lying to you. Why did they lie to you in the first place? It's because they thought that it will give them a platform. It will give them a voice that they could not have by themselves. That is the reason why. Why did they fight? Why did they fight against? Why did they not fight for the people? If they were actually patriot, why they don't fight for Kwakwa? When the Manu Unity Warrior killed over 80 people of our own people in Manu, in Akwaya, why did Mark Barata not make a video to go against General Omega? How do you call it? General Omega? Why did he not go against him? That you are killing our own people. Why did Madame Kilo not go against them? Why did Honorable Weber not go against them? When Sako arrested Araki, wanted to kill him, why did they not come out to support him? Mark Barata raised money to give it to the people who wanted to kill Araki at that stage. Yes, Araki was doing bad things, no doubt. But we saw him as a figure. Just like we see Phil Machar. Even in his death, we still honor him. Despite his treason. Because we are patriot. We put our country first above our group and above our ego. These are people who fought even against Seseko. When Seseko fired Sako, Mark Barata and Eric Tato refused to announce it. Why? Because they thought that Sako would give them a bigger platform than Seseko. When the IG wanted to fire Sako because of embezzlement, they turned to who? Capo Daniel and Lucas Asu to help them build the APNC conference in America. Who were fighting against that APNC conference? It was the Chris Anu, the Eric Tato, and the Mark Barata and the rest. When it succeeded and they fire Sako, all of them come now that they want to support Seseko because they think he can give them a platform. He's negotiating with La Republique. When they saw that he was negotiating with La Republique in the Catholic premises, they all rallied behind him. They all rallied behind him. So what are they fighting against? They are fighting against Hizekam. They are fighting against our policy in Hizekam, our policy for taxation, our policy for ghost town, and everything that will keep the nationalist spirit and make it irreversible. What are they fighting for? They are fighting for institutional leadership so that it can position themselves to have power. Power for what? Are they effective? Do they have any strategy? If you do not understand that you have to fight against Hizekam, CDC, fight for community school, fight for ghost town, fight for taxation policies, what are you going to use the power to do to negotiate? How can you negotiate when you are unable to govern your territory, to institute self-governance? You want to take over soldiers. For what? Just so that when they carry action, you announce it. It does not end there. We are not obsessed about just go and killing a couple of Cameroon military terrorist occupiers. We are interested in that land. We want to take that land from them. We want our people to be able to be in charge of that land for us to be able to have recognition. All international personalities we have engaged in who have come on air in Ambazonia have given our people the same advice. All of the advice given to our people by Thibaut Nagy falls along the roadmap of Ayabacho. He even quotes the examples of Somaliland, which is what we are instituting as a transitional authority on the ground. So Ambazonians, We can be defeated by Ambazonia, but we cannot be defeated by La République du Cameroon. What will happen if we do not blink with the internal enablers and internal spoilers and collaborators, who to an extent are active Cameroon agents, blacklegs, and traitors? What if we do not compromise because we are not able to compromise with them? Then they will work with La République to undermine us and defeat us. If they do that and they succeed to defeat us, if they had decapitated the ADF leadership on the ground, we will not still surrender. We will go dark. We will come after you. Everybody who work with La République will come after you, will eliminate you. I swear to God. Whether you are in the diaspora, enabling Cameroon to control Ambazonia, to undermine the effort of the nationalists so that our policy, our irreversible policies should not succeed. Be it the CEMAC number plate, be it Hezekam, be it CDC. Whatever you do, even if you sit in the diaspora, we will make sure the last person you will see will be us, the ADF people, the AGOFC people. I promise you. We are coming for you, wherever you are. If you are an enabler, if you are a blackleg, if you are a Cameroon spy, you aid and abet the enemy of our state. Gone are the days where you could defeat us and we disappear and compromise and come to you. Like General Efang says, we are not the Bamilikes and the Basa. When NS Nwani was killed in public, all of their people, they carry their hands in the head and they say, where? And they surrender and they join La République du Cameroon, start to dance Bikusi, drink Trantra Expo, become intoxicated with alcohol, and they have lost their country and they have lost their conscience forever. Today, Cameroon is the most corrupt country in the world. It is almost irredeemable. They call themselves a virus. They know that they are the problems to themselves. That will not happen in Ambazonia. If Cameroon succeed to defeat the nationalist group, defeat the agenda of the AGOFC, stop collaboration, and make sure that we fail, we will go dark. We will never surrender. We will come after our own. We will focus on our own, those who betray us. Because the blood of General Mba Ivo, General Tok and Do, all those people we have made promise to, we have taken an oath. We have paid allegiance to those who have bore the land with their blood, to never stop until their mission is complete. We will never stop. We will never stop. And for every Ambazonian forces who are on the ground, who have been deceived by these people who do not think we can win, the reason they don't think we can win is because they don't have strategy. Do not believe them. Remember when Dr. Cho and Akwanga said that we should pick up AK-47. These people did not even believe that we could have AK-47, neither could they even know that there was a black market for AK-47. They didn't do their job, they were lazy. They opposed it. Remember that all their calculations were wrong. They thought that they could protest. Bo Herbert thought that they could march into Boya and Cameroon would surrender and withdraw because we are popular. No, the international system does not work like that. We are going to be brutal. With the death and execution of Mama G and General A4, who were not even ADF, because we are patriot and we know they are one of us, we have changed our code of conduct. We will be merciless on the ground. Anybody who smells La République, even if you smell La République, you go. You go. Any car that will carry the Cameroon and CEMAC number plate, you will go. You better kill us or we kill them. Just better join La République one time. Any population who dares entertain these scavengers, who for the past 5 years have been engaged in terrorism tactics, collective punishment, torture and rape, systemic annihilation of our entire fighting population. If you dine with them, we will have zero mercy with you. We are ready for any consequences and every consequences. We are ready to lay down our life for our country and what we believe in. Even if it comes to that, we will go. But we will not surrender. We will hold our head high, and another generation will still continue the battle. Because what we stand for, the principles we stand for, these ideas of Ambazonia, and the ideas of our collectivity, equity, the empowerment of the common man, democracy, is in our brain, it's in us. And you cannot kill it. You can't take it away. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have lost a battle. Operation Sunrise have been undermined, not by only La Republique actions, but by those who were campaigning against the lockdown, which was meant to help us to carry out these operations. We have fight our own. Those who fought against the lockdown, they were fighting for Cameroon. They were helping Cameroon. They were enabling Cameroon occupation because they are jealous and they are primitive and they are haters. They have put their ego above Ambazonia. When they complained that we did not consort, it was not because we did not consort, simply because they are afraid that the egg of sea is going to lead, and some people who are grassroots people who do not play the politics of scratch my back and scratch your own, they will finally become the masters of our land, and they are going to empower those who are poor and unprivileged, those who cannot speak the master language. Why they love English is not because it is a means of communication, it's because it's an exclusive club. It can enable them to keep the rest of the people outside. They really don't want you. They don't like you. They don't mean good for you. If these people love you more than they love themselves or they love the country, they would have stood for our people who were dying in Akwaya. They could have. Because before they go to the social media and make excuses about why they don't want our policies, they could have studied the policies and be proactive to approach us. We will fight until Cameroon is defeated. If we are defeated, it will be by our own. But we are not going away. Ambazonian is here to stay. God bless you all.
The Ambazonia, special loyalty, presence of our Savior who granted us the freedom, allegiance to the hero who called the lonely gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with and holy, glory, glory. Glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation.